Hey everybody, welcome back. As promised, here is the depth chart that I made. Unfortunately, I had a call come in, and when I restarted the video, I started that recording me, but I didn't start this recording the screen. So this is what I did in the final 8 minutes of that video. I did this depth chart. I'll explain what I did here. So Dearborn and Jones are my two big scorers. And then McCamey is my third option for scoring. And I determined that by the scoring category. Okay, so you have John Abney and Drakeford there as well. Drakeford is a red shirt, but these are my three main guys. So I made my depth chart in a way that I have two of them on the floor at all times. Because you want scorers on the floor, because if you have a lineup out on the floor that there's nobody that has a high scoring attribute, you're going to get a lot of turnovers. You need someone that's going to want to take the shots. What scoring does, it determines how often they go for a shot, and then their shooting attributes determines how often those shots go in. But you need scorers. It doesn't do a lot of good if a guy has a great shot, but his scoring is 11. Because he's not going to use that shot very often. So this lineup has, here's my three guys here. You can see as you go through, there's two on the floor at all times. So I kind of work my bench in around that. But the most important thing for me was getting all three of these guys. All three of them on the court at the same time is ideal. But when they have a break, they don't all take breaks together. I leave two of them on the floor. Only one of them can have a break at the same time. I used to work at McDonald's. I know how it is. You can't have two fry guys going on break. Then somebody orders fries and, hey, we got no fries. Oh, they're all on break. No. One of you at a time can take a break. We are at November the 6th. We are still preseason number 5. Let's look at the preseason poll here. Who's the number one team? It's Kentucky. Then Florida. Gonzaga's back. And then Arizona. So there's Michigan State right on our heels. Speaking of heels, you have the Tar Heels here, right after the Jayhawks, the Duke. And there's Virginia. We played them in the national championship final. You remember it was these three ACC teams in the Final Four along with us. They were the top three preseason last year. Any surprises here? I don't see any. These are all kind of expected in and around the top 25. The Norton watch there. We don't have any of our players on there just yet. A couple Florida guys, a couple Purdue guys, and a Gonzaga guy. A lot of disrespect to the Wolverines so far this year. The team that won it all is not getting any respect. I think I have a better lineup. I would put this team up against last year's team, and I would take this team. You should be able to do that. You should be able to have more of that, more options as far as testing out different lineups and strategies. I've done it a lot, but the old-fashioned way. I've just been playing, using different strategies with different teams, seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work. Ever since I joined that CBGM, my knowledge and aptitude for this game has gone through the roof. I think if I would have just jumped right in at the beginning of a season, it would be embarrassing how bad I would be. But now I think I can. I don't think I'm capable of winning it just yet, but I can compete. Let's put it that way. I don't have any experience playing against other users. And for yesterday, we are now on to November 23rd in the first season. I had each of my teams had a big blowout win yesterday, Oregon and LMU. LMU's 2-2. Oregon is now 2-1. We beat Alabama by 25 points. Alabama is a user-controlled team, so that gives me a little bit of confidence. Our first game in this save this season is against DePaul in Ann Arbor. That's going to be tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to it. Last year, I went into the season it was transitional. We needed a lot of work on our sets. This year, I feel more prepared. Our players are prepared. We can hit the ground running. It just probably means we're going to have a bad start. We had a good start last year despite all the obstacles we had. So here we go. DePaul against Michigan. Big home win. John Abney, Bobby Dearborn, McCamey all came through. John Abney was a surprise. I mean, he was our big recruit from last year who was a junior. We got him out of the JUCO. So he was our player of the game in that first game. 22-point win against DePaul. I was thinking of picking DePaul in the CBGM instead of Loyola Marymount, but they were taken already. And you can see I do love Loyola Marymount, not as much as I love Michigan. There should be another jersey in the middle, which is Murray State, and then that would be the teams that I like in the order that I like them. Michigan it's always going to be Michigan, but I do have love for Murray State. And then Loyola Marymount, I do have an attachment to them. I don't really watch. You can't really watch their games a lot. I mean, they're not on TV very much, but beautiful campus. They're right in LA, like minutes from LAX. They overlook the whole city. If I was a player, maybe not a top player with NBA aspirations, but if I was a really good player, I would want to go to Loyola Marymount. I don't know why they don't get better recruits. It's such a beautiful campus. You're right there with all the rich people. You got the Google, Facebook, like you can overlook their campuses. The Facebook campus, the Google, YouTube, they're all right there. You're rubbing shoulders with the creme de la creme of society. Princeton, speaking of the creme de la creme, come here and get a beating there, Princeton. Ivy League school, 40 points. Get back to the Ivy League. Get out of here. They would never accept me as a student there. So they don't want me, I don't want them. Go back to New Jersey. I like New Jersey. We stayed in a marina in New Jersey. It was we had the RV. We went. You can hook up right. It's an old marina that they have hookups for RV for $100 a night. So it's basically your hotel, everything, kitchen, and then you take the free ferry. You're in Manhattan. There's a little travel hack for you. Instead of paying $500 for a hotel, if you have an RV or a trailer, just go to that marina in Liberty City, New Jersey, right across. It's a ferry ride away from Manhattan. For $100 a night, you can sleep 7 or 8 people in it, whatever size RV you have. Anyway, travel tips here on the show. 64-34. Is that the low? I think I saw 31 points in a game on here, but 34 is pretty low. I want to put Wolford on my schedule. We got some emails. I'm checking my emails this year. I'll tell you that. I lost out on we got Boone and Howard. They both signed LOI, so that means they're pretty confident that they're going to pass their SATs. You got to get 1,000, boys. You study hard. I'm about to check something that I've never checked before. I don't know if you can have a meeting with a recruit and tell him to study. Let's see. Hey, LMU, 85-64. They're 3-1. I'd like them to have a good season. We're down to 9th. We lost 4 in the rankings for some reason. 2 commits. Boone. Oh, yeah, we don't even have him yet. Our third guy. DeAndre Ailes. Has anybody else entered the picture? No. So come on, man. What are you waiting for? Just sign, bro. I don't have any money to even contact you. Okay, UTEP. It's another team I've gone deep into a save with. They're 97th in the net. Somehow we're 196th in the net. Explain that to me. Another huge win. 92-57. I think I've put together probably my greatest team here that I've ever had in this game. Mind you, I don't use Kentucky or Duke or any of the Blue Bloods. Well, Michigan, I guess, it's probably the best team I've used. So this could be my best team. And for whatever reason, we're losing in the rankings. We're dropping, and we're like in the hundreds in the net. I don't normally argue with the net. The net's my jam. That's my number one rank. That's, for me, that shows you where the good teams are, the net. I don't care much for the coaches poll or the media poll. San Diego. I like San Diego's colors. They look like Southern. The baby blue. So we're 196 in the net. That should reset after today. It's Saturday. And we're off to Nevada. Reno. 83-59. These games aren't even close. Bobby D with another big game. Yes. I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. This could be the undefeated season. Should I jinx it? Why not? I don't believe in jinxes. This could be the undefeated season. We have 49 minutes left in this video. Hopefully I can get right through the whole season, because this could be it. And we're number 12. We've dropped even further. We're absolutely smashing these teams. Are they punishing us for a weak schedule? Oh yeah, that's another. We got a really weak schedule, non-conference. So maybe I'm getting overconfident based on these scores. We should be beating these teams by this score. We'll see what happens when we get into Big Ten play. Ohio State's jumped up to number 4 somehow. Michigan State's dropped to number 9, but they both passed us in the rankings. Hey, I'm confident though. We're doing what we should. We got a weak schedule, but nobody's even close. Nobody's even keeping it close. Check those emails. We got Texas A&M Corpus Christi. So don't tell us we were packing our schedules with cupcakes. 98-62, 36-point win. John Abney again. He's an underrated player. I didn't really talk about him too much in the preseason, but he's been the player of the game a couple times now. 5-0. We've dropped from 5th to 9th, now down to 12th. We need a strong opponent. I didn't make the schedule. You saw, I don't ever have any input in the schedule. Whatever they give me, I take. Whatever you want to put in front of me, I'll take it. Here we go. We got NC State. They're ranked number 10. We play them in a couple of days. Then we have Providence and Drake. So a step up in the competition. And we're visiting Raleigh. We're playing at NC State. So that's a pretty tough game. They're ranked ahead of us, and we're playing in their barn. So do you guys say barn down in the States? Or is that like a hockey thing? We're going over to their barn. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I don't ever ask people to comment. They're like, I do appreciate it, and I appreciate the views. Shout out to Simulation Station there. I watched his videos before you even commented on my videos. When I clicked on your name and I saw your videos, I was like, wow, me and my son watch these. Here we go. We're 84 in the net, and NC State's 15. Okay, let's see how we do. Oh, we got a loss. Maybe we're not that good. We suck. No, that was a pretty big loss too. Our first tough game, and we shrunk like a shrinking violet. All right, now at least there's no pressure to get through the whole season in this video. We're not going undefeated. Well, if we kept dropping when we were winning, are we even going to be ranked now after that loss? We get no respect. No respect at all. Oh, I thought that said Duke for a second. I'm like, we got Duke again? So Providence now. We need a bounce back game. We dropped to number 13. So we've kind of leveled out. See how quiet I got? Where's Billy Dollarboa? Was he a senior? I just saw his name flash up, but that could be a different Dollarboa. Best nickname ever, though. Billy Dollarboa, Billy Dollar Bill. I wish my last name was Dollar Biller. Dollar Biller. You know what I mean. Here we go. Providence, playing in Providence, Rhode Island. Oh, no, we lost. Bobby D with 29 points in the loss. Scratch my bum here. So we're 0-2 in our last two games. Maybe the poor ranking was deserved. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we got some work to do. Let's check our strategy. Maybe it's not the best strategy. What are you talking about? It's the strategy you won the national championship with. Don't be questioning the strategy. It's the players. They got to learn. Hey, 5-2, we're ranked 13th. Well, it's early on. Early on. I just don't like this 9-0 Ohio State. I don't think we've won in Columbus in this save. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we have. I would remember if we had. I think we've won in Michigan State, East Lansing. I don't think we've won at Ohio State's barn. Our next game is still 4 days away. Gives us time to lick the wounds from those last two matches. Got a big basketball match. Loyola Marymount, 101-74 over Louisiana Monroe. I'll use my newscaster highlight voice. Zach Frost, 23 points, LMU. Big win. Now we got Memphis and Northwestern, the only Big Ten team in action this evening. The score passed too quickly for me to see, folks. Too quickly for me to see. So unfortunately, if you want the score to that game, you'll have to take out your phone. Here's the thing. Why I'm trying to watch the March Madness, but I want to watch all the games, so I record them all. Why do they keep on telling you the other score? Oh, Marquette's eliminated this team. Why? It's not the 80s. If I want to know the score for the game, I can take my phone out. If I want to watch the game, I'll switch the channel. I don't need you to tell me the score of the other game. Focus on the game that we're watching here. Don't ruin the other games for me. Like, I'm a big soccer fan. When you watch soccer, they never mention the other games. They know. They're more evolved. 98-75. Take that 0-7, Drake. They know, like, this is 2024. You have every score in your hand at all times. You have all the information you need. And if you want to watch a different game, you can watch the other game. Don't tell me the score of the other game while I'm watching this game, because I'm going to watch that game later. Do you agree with me? If you agree, don't let me know. Let them know. Don't give away the game. I know it's an old school thing. They used to do that back in the day when I was a kid because there was no way to know the scores. You're watching the Leaf game. What are the Blues doing? We need them to lose to make the playoffs. I wonder what the score is. Okay, they got the out-of-town scoreboard. Fine. Now, you don't need it. You have it in your hand. If I'm watching your show, chances are I have access to get the scores that I need. I don't need you to tell me the scores. All you're doing is ensuring that I'm not going to watch the other game. You're taking away from my enjoyment. I have my whole day planned, and then with just one sentence, you just ruined 2 hours of my day. What am I going to do now? Spend time with my family? It's Saturday. It's for soccer and basketball. Sunday is family day. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding about what I was saying. I'm kidding about the family stuff. All right, so we're 6-2 now. We've dropped to number 20 in the rankings, but we're still ranked. Look at Iowa. High score in Iowa. You don't see that very often. I'm going to switch from Big Ten to top-ranked games. I want to see what's happening. I want to see what's doing with all these guys. Arkansas, 21. They're ranked. I love when Arkansas is ranked. 8-0, by the way. And there's Kansas, 11-1, second ranked in the nation. Isn't it funny? I was not too long ago, a few minutes ago, I was talking about maybe this being my best ever team and I could go undefeated. And now here we are, 6-2. Hey, if the game was that easy, it would be boring. You agree? I don't want it to be easy to build a team that can go undefeated. This is only season 4. If it was that easy, big win. I love that. If it was that easy, you wouldn't spend so much time playing the game. You want it to be hard. I have the recruiting set on brutal. I have the only advantage I gave myself is I made myself a really good coach. I put it maximum for everything. Other than that, I kept all the settings, like, you know, you can declare for the draft as a freshman, the modern day transfer portal, which I absolutely hate, but I keep in the game. I have been playing this way because I've been trying to put all the settings the same way they are in the CBGM. So now that that's on and I'm not embarrassing myself there. I'm 4-3 combined with the two teams. Maybe I'll start to play the game here the way I would want to play it. Let me know if you disagree, but I want to go back. You know, you can't go to the draft until after your senior year. There's no transfer portal. Yeah, I'm going to try it. If I do another save, I'm going to do that. And obviously, I'm not going to play with a top team. But the way the game is set up now with the transfer portal and players declaring early, it almost gives the lower teams an advantage because they're more likely to have 4-year players that know the offense and everything versus a top team that has freshmen recycling every year. Big Ten play has arrived. Let's switch this back to Big Ten. We have Rutgers at home. No offense to anybody, but I think this is the ideal way to start. The worst team in the Big Ten at home. Almost guaranteed win. Guaranteed win night here at Ann Arbor. Rutgers in. There we go, 80-50. They didn't prove me wrong. By the way, though, that will change. Rutgers is already better than Michigan in real life, and next year they have 2 of the top 3 recruits in the country coming to Rutgers, so they're going to be a force. They are losing a player. Dusty May, however, I think he's going to have a couple players follow him from FAU, and then we're looking at a Yale center, Danny Wolf. I think we're going to have a good transfer portal, despite losing a couple of our best players and a couple of our best recruits decommitting from Michigan after Juwan Howard was fired. But we did get Dusty May. He was looking like he was going to go to Louisville, but we snatched him, and that's a little bit of payback for 2013 when Louisville beat us in the national final, and it was revealed that they cheated. I don't want to get into what they did, but anyway, we'll call it even now. We got a coach from you. You got a title from us that was then subsequently taken from you. Illinois at home. This will be tough. This will be a little tough. Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't tough at all. 74-49, 25-point home win. I think we're back on track. We had a little hiccup there with the 2 losses in a row, but yeah, this team's good. I think we're in good shape. We got to get that ranking up. We got to go on a run here. We got to win the Big Ten. We got to do the double in the Big Ten. Do you like my Jalen Brunson jersey? I was actually going to get a different player. I ordered these from China. But you're supposed to message them after and tell them, what name and number you want. I didn't do that. So they just sent me this one, which it's my fault. I didn't want a Jalen Brunson jersey, but it's my fault. So I just took it. It doesn't really matter. I was going to get Ewing or, back in the day, Bernard King. That's who I was going to get. Here we go, Wisconsin now. They're 44 in the net, 9-3 overall, 2-0 in the Big Ten. Doesn't stop in the Big Ten, just one tough game after another. 89-68. See, when we win, we're winning big. That's what gives me the confidence. So we'll go on a run where we have all these big wins, and then we lose. So next year, I think it will change. We'll be a little more consistent. I'm focusing more on defensive players. So I just want a solid team year in, year out. The thing with the CBGM, though, is you can't just fly through the seasons. The season takes a couple months. So I always take a season or two to really get my foothold in there. So it's going to be about 4 or 5 months for me of not struggling, but like building. And that's going to be a little frustrating, but I do have 2 teams. I'd like to get a third, I think. But let's see how the season goes now. I was kind of jumping the gun asking for a third, but then I was like, maybe we'll hold off. If I do get a third team, I think it'll be maybe a couple of... I was thinking Clemson, but somebody just took Clemson. I also was thinking Virginia, but then they really embarrassed themselves in the tournament there and just turned me right off of Virginia. I just wanted to get into that ACC. It's full. I don't want to join, I joined the CBGM to play against other users, so I don't want to join a conference where there's only one other user-controlled team. Here's a tough game. Iowa, high-scoring Iowa. They're ranked 15th. They're 6th in the net. We're playing at home. They're playing at home. This will be tough. Let's see. This will be a good test for us. Oh, yeah. And they were our bogey team last year. I love their logo, though. They beat us a couple times last year, including in the Big Ten tournament. So that's a big win for us. That puts us up on top of the Big Ten. Like I was saying, I joined the CBGM to compete against the best. I want to play against other users. So I don't see a sense in joining a conference where there's no other user teams. Both the conferences I'm in are really full. So we'll see how this... If I'm successful, then I'll get another team in a full conference. But if I'm struggling, maybe I'll go to a lower team in a conference that doesn't have anybody else in it. Because I know I can beat the AI in any conference. I don't know that about other users. And some of these guys are really good. Northwestern at home should be a win. At this point, yes, 21 points. At this point, I think I'm really only worried about Ohio State. Why is Michigan State not ranked? They've only got one Big Ten loss, and they were ranked in the top 10. Okay, I have to check this. I have to check. They must have had a couple terrible losses. A little side detour here quickly. Oh, yeah, they had 3. Oh, yeah, they had 3 in a row. So they lost. Wow. They're 9-6. So they lost to Duke and Kansas. Not too bad. Then Arkansas, who weren't ranked at the time, but they are now. And then Boise State, BYU, and then a huge loss against Wisconsin. That put them at 7-6. So, yeah. They really fell off. Could have been us. We had some bad losses there, 2 in a row, but we bounced back. So the game that I really have worries about, the only game that, how do I put this? The game that worries me the most in our remaining schedule is at Ohio State. Because it's a game I really want to win. I haven't won that game yet, and I really want to win it. Temple, that's a good possible team. If I'm granted a third team in the CBGM. Temple, I remember, what's the coach? Not Don Chaney. Not Dick Cheney. Maybe Don Chaney. And Mark Macon. They had a good run. You can tell how old I am by the... I think when you're like in your teens, that's your golden age. So, there's a big win against Rutgers with 13-2. Like whatever's happening back then, like when I think of hockey, think of soccer, think of college basketball, college football, it always goes back to that time period in the 90s. For me, anyway. I remember Michigan and Washington, they split a national title in football, and I was in Ann Arbor, and it was nuts. They were flipping cars over. It was a crazy night. I chugged a coffee cup full of vodka, just straight, just boom. Crazy times, people, back in the day. There's FIU. FAU. What is FIU? Florida International. They are in Conference USA. Check me. Check it. I quiz myself sometimes. Okay, we're in January. Coming up to the 28th, which is a big date in this game. Big date. That's when the SAT scores are released. And we have a guy, I guess he's borderline to get the 1,000 that he needs. If I win, let's say, I'm trying to think of something that would make me want to switch teams. Maybe if I go back to back to back or something, or I don't know. I guess I'll know when the time is right, but I really just want to stick with Michigan. Like if I go wire to wire as the best team, undefeated, then maybe that's the time to switch. But here we go. We're at Michigan State. This is a big game. We're going to catch them on the downslide. Hopefully they don't bounce back against us like that, like they just did. Like I was just saying that I didn't want them to do. You think they made a deal with the devil? We'll lose all these other games, but let us beat Michigan? Like, how does that happen? We're on a roll, destroying teams, and they're in the dumps, and they beat us by 16 points. Come on. All right. We had an injury in that last game, too, to make matters worse, to rub salt into our wounds. McCamey's out for 9 days. I'm going to store this lineup. McCamey's not a terrible one because we have some depth there. Even though I redshirted Rada, I still have a pretty good backup center that I can use at power forward. There we go. We'll play like that for the next 9 days, and then we'll go back to the way things were. And in the meantime, somebody who wants minutes gets extra minutes. I should have used maybe Fast in there. He's looking for starter minutes. Maybe he can play power forward. Let me have another look there. Might make a tweak. How tall are you? 6'7". That's tall enough. There. Let's have a look at Fast versus, was it Price? See how they're doing with their minutes at small forward. So Fast has got a lot more minutes just because he's playing the garbage time. He's only shooting 20%. Oh my God, he's terrible. Let's go back to the depth chart. And those extra minutes are going to go to Price. Ugh. And Fast wants starter minutes. You don't get starter minutes by shooting 20% from the field. Now, I now blame him for the 3 losses. That's how it works. When you lose, you need a scapegoat. Now I have one. Like, what do you expect me to do as a coach when you have a player shooting 20%? You can't coach that. You can't coach that. You have to come here already knowing how to shoot a basketball. That's not on me. That's on them. Oh, that makes me feel better. I'm 13-0. Brian Fast is 0-3. Those are on him. The wins are on me. That's how it works. You don't like it? Transfer to Duke like Larry Childs. See how that worked out for him. Can you imagine if I was actually a coach like that? Who would want to play for me? I can do no wrong and you can do no right. 6 days until the SAT scores are released. Purdue not think for a second that you're going to beat us. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's the worst beating I've ever gotten. When I expected it reversed. So we lost by 21. I expected to win by 20. So that's like a 41-point beating in my books. I had us in the spread by 20. Another loss for Brian Fast. Okay, let's go to our depth chart. What's the next game? Our next game is tomorrow. Is McCamey back yet? Yeah, he's back. So one click, restore lineup. There we go. It was horrible without you, Gerard. That's a little preview of what it's going to be like next year when you leave us. Purdue, wow. Well, they are number 4 in the country now. We got a good team, Purdue. Now we got Iowa. The hits don't stop. Iowa 7-1 now. That's a win that I like. 100 points. I like that. Thumbs up for that. Screenshot. 101-94. Good. I want to play Iowa again. They play the way I like to play. Get good scores against them. So they're 7-2. We're 7-2. Let's go. Wisconsin's also 7-2. Purdue is 6-2. We got a big race. 4 ranked teams at the top. And Ohio State is still somehow ranked. They're 3-5 in the Big Ten. Bring on Ohio State. Now's the time. We're riding high. No. They like that. They like to beat us when we're on a roll, when we're all confident. That gives us a little more of a shot that way. No. I like to go into Ohio State when we're not doing so well. That way they don't get to stick it to us too much. 14-4, 7-2 in the Big Ten, 7-2 out of the Big Ten. We'll play at Indiana, then home against Minnesota, and then we're at a red team. I think it was Wisconsin. I don't know. My eyes aren't that great. I should wear glasses when I'm on this screen. But then when I look up there, it's like, maybe bifocal. Maybe I'll start wearing bifocals. I actually need them. I need glasses to read. Otherwise, I got to go like this. You know when people do this? Now I know why. So the red team was Wisconsin. I don't need glasses. I guess I can get rid of this. This is my hit list of all the players that spurned me in recruiting. Who else does that, eh? Take that, Indiana. Get out, Deanna. Indiana. I never noticed that before. Indiana. We're at the 40-minute mark. You can kind of tell it's the second video I've recorded today. I'm starting to get a little loopy. I got to get outside. So we got 20 minutes left. We're not going to get through the whole season. Bobby Dearborn has been named in the quarterfinalists. So we didn't lose any players with the SAT deadline. There might have been a few players that were dropped in. Let's go. Let's see. Peter Dissinger. How's that even possible? 630 on his SAT? I think you get that much if you write your name. Did you spell your name wrong? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to play with an SAT score of 630? Okay, whatever. Where's our guy here? I'll just go to the watch list. It's quicker that way. Here he is. Oh, he's a JUCO guy. He's JUCO, so he can still come. Let's just go power forward and power forward center. Full recruit. I'm just checking to see if any guys maybe were accepted into school with a much higher SAT threshold than us. Oh, this is just the Midwest. Boddick. Oh no, some of these guys are gone. So there is Delvin Bossiker. If I had more money, I would chase after him because he's 6'9". He's a good defender. I could play him at power forward, but our guy is the top guy in the Midwest that's still available, and he's only interested in us. So let's just move forward the way we were going. That's a Crokinole board, if you guys are wondering. Crockinole, if you want to look it up. I didn't know what it was until I got married. My wife's family is big on that, but it's really fun. Where are we? We're going into February. 17 minutes left in the video. I hope you guys are liking it. There's always a bit of a letdown after winning it all. I'm pumped. I'm pumped that I did that. I'm pumped that I did that in front of you guys, so there's proof that I did it. I've done it before, but that's the one. That's the one. We won by 20 with Bobby Dearborn scoring only 7 points. That just shows like all around depth with McCamey back in the lineup. Isn't that funny? Gerard McCamey, he's a fourth-year power forward. Never really been a focal point of the team, but just over the years developing. He's now like, where is he here? 3.5-star guy, but he's the main power forward, and he's the probably third option for scoring. Like, he's getting 25 minutes a game. He's averaging 12 a game. Second on in the team. 4 rebounds. I mean, he's really come... why is it only his second season? He's a senior. Maybe he didn't play at all in those first 2 years. You can see the progression here. I mean, he only took 14 shots last year. All year. So, yeah, there's a guy, he's an Indiana boy, stuck with him, and he's had a good career, and he's won a national championship. Maybe he's going to win 2. Like, we're not the favorite to repeat, but we're right there. Why not us? Purdue is looking pretty strong. They put a big thumping on us the other day. Ohio State, why are they're climbing the rankings. Have a quick look at the polls. There's no rush to get through the season now. We only got 15 minutes left. So Kentucky at 20-2 is number 1. Florida is number 2, 20-2 also, and then 21-3. Kansas, Virginia's up there again. Purdue 20-2 record. Yeah, Ohio State 15-6. Look at Michigan State 13-10, but they're ranked. If we were 13-10, you'd never even hear of us the way these guys rank teams. We were 5-0 and we were dropping in the rankings. But Michigan State, 13-10, let's rank them. Come on. There, take that. We went into Wisconsin, probably the toughest place in the Big Ten to go play, and we beat them. We are battle tested. We're ready. We are ready. Bring on these tournaments. So we're 10-2 now. I want to win. I want to get the double in the Big Ten. I've never done that before. So that's our goal for the year. We have Iowa and Purdue nipping at our heels. So I want to win the double in the Big Ten, and then I want to double up on the national championship. If I do that, then I got to seriously consider maybe taking over another program. Going out on a high and maybe taking over like a low team and seeing how high I can get them. If I take a team in the SWAC or the Summit, there's a good chance of being one of those teams like every year they're 10 or 12 seed, but they're like some crazy record 34-2 or whatever. I did that with Loyola Marymount. I was going to the big dance every year, like 31-3 as a 7 seed. You know, because you don't really play anybody. Well, that you play a lot with Loyola Marymount. You got Gonzaga, St. Mary's in your conference. We did have BYU, but now with the 24 game, they've updated the conferences. So BYU is now in the Big 12. But yeah, maybe Alabama State. I love that B. So we're traveling to Maryland now. Got to keep this lead. Nice. Big win. Bobby D, 21-6-2. I had a player, Bootsy Howland, who some games he would get double-digit points and rebounds. Some days he would get double-digit points and assists. And one game he had double-digit rebounds and assists, but only 8 points. Never did get the triple-double. He was the closest player I've ever had to getting a triple-double. The reason I'm bringing that up now is I think Bobby Dearborn is the type of player that can get me my first triple-double. I'm going to look at his game log and see how close he's come. First, I'm going to look at the team stats and see if any other players maybe could be a potential triple-double. Let's look at the total rebounds first. So John Abney, 10 rebounds, only 2 assists. Jones, 7-3, blah, blah, blah. Where's Dearborn? Nah, 2.5. No, I don't think I have any players that could reach that. Let me look at his game log anyway. Yeah, he doesn't get the assists. I was wrong. John Abney doesn't get the assists either. Getting the 10 assists is the toughest part of the triple-double. So Brandon Willis has done it a few times, but his high in rebounds is 6. So that's not going to happen. So Bootsy Howland, he was a 4-year guy for me at, I can't remember what save that was even in. It might have been Loyola Marymount, actually. Here we go, Ohio State coming to us. I don't think we play at Ohio State. It's late in the year. Yeah, baby, 104-84. Why are you even ranked, Ohio State? Get out of here. 4-8 in the Big Ten. Why are you ranked, man? I'm going to check my schedule and see if we travel to play them. We don't. We only play them once, and that was it. So that'll have to do. So our remaining games, home to Maryland, at Nebraska. We host Penn State, and then we're at Illinois, Minnesota before hosting Indiana. Looks like we're going to go to the end of the regular season. No, let's do that again. We're going to go right to the selection show. We're going to have some bonus time here. Maybe James Madison would be a good team to take over. I like them this year. I watched them through their conference tournament, and then they beat Wisconsin, and then they just got destroyed against Duke. But I enjoyed watching them play. I enjoy the lower conference games. Good atmosphere at the games. It's fun. They're teams that don't get a lot of exposure, but it's really good basketball, some of them. Okay. Well, we lost to Maryland. That might have given away the Big Ten because Purdue is 11-2. This puts us at 12-3. And we don't have Purdue on our schedule anymore. So that's a bad loss, Maryland. Bad loss. So we have 8 minutes left. We're going to go a little over the hour this time. I want to get to the selection show, see what our seed is. And then I have some outside work to do out in the garage. My second favorite place of the house. Boom, 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 Nebraska. Get out of here. You're a football team. How dare you challenge us in basketball or football? Why are you even in the Big Ten? Go back to the Big Eight. The Big Eight. I called it the Big Eight. It used to be the Big Eight. Then it was the Big 12. So if they switched it from 8 to 12 when they changed the amount of teams, why do they still stay the Big 12 when there's like 14 teams in there now? It's just a name now. Same with the Big 10. You can count. There's not 10 teams in the Big 10. Loyola Marymount, 18-7. Always good to see that. Let me check Murray State. Oh, 8-7. Maybe I'll take them. Maybe I'll save them. Wow, they're not doing great at all. Eh? Oh, I can't even see their roster. Oh, poor Murray State. Maybe I'll come to save you guys. Look at me, save you guys like I'm big. Hey, I just, I want to help my teams. Here's the thing. I've probably used 10, maybe a dozen different teams. I've never used Murray State. My second favorite team, I've never used them. I don't know why. So somehow we've held on to a top 10 ranking. We're 20-5 overall, 10th in the nation. Sometimes they say 10th in the country. Sometimes they say 10th in the nation. Of course, it means the same thing. Penn State, Illinois, and Minnesota are 3 games coming up. Still waiting to hear from DeAndre Isles. I'm going to say Isles. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I'm going to say Isles. Easy. Ooh, San Francisco. Upset win at Loyola Marymount. I don't like that. Bobby Dearborn is now a semifinalist for the Naughton. For the Naughton Award. Where is he? There he is. Hey, Purdue lost a couple times. They're 12-4. So we're back on top, even with Iowa, for the lead of the Big Ten. This is a big day here. We host Penn State and they host Maryland. So Maryland took us out. Let's see if they can take Iowa out. We did what we had to do. 87-65 win. The score flashed so fast, I think I just saw that Iowa beat Maryland, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to have to wait until this sim is done. Oh, we just lost McCamey. I hope that's not a long-term thing. We got the tournament coming up and we need him. That would be a big loss. You saw what happened when he was out. Yeah, Iowa won. Six days, okay, not bad. I'm not even going to switch the... I'll let the AI handle that. It's going to take... it's just going to be one game, the Illinois game. Let's see how the AI handles our depth chart. Sometimes it allows you to just go right through an injury, sometimes not. Actually, I will go in there. I don't want him to play if he's hurt. It's a meaningless game, somewhat meaningless. I mean, we got the Big Ten title on the line here, but it's Illinois. We're playing at Illinois. He's got 4 days left, so I'm going to store the lineup, and then McDaniel is going to take all his minutes. I'll give his power forward minutes to Larry Price, and then I'll give McCamey's power forward minutes to McDaniel. So here we are at Illinois. Purdue is hosting Rutgers. They're a game back, 2 games back, game and a half back. Iowa is at Penn State. They're tied with us, and they're 24-4 overall. If we lose, big game. That was a big win. Without McCamey, I was worried. So we're down to 2 games left in the Big Ten. Let's see how Iowa did. Iowa won as well, almost identical score, 66-51. So I'm going to go into our depth chart. I'm going to bring McCamey back into the lineup. He's got 2 days left on his injury. I'm just going to wait until he's officially ruled available. I want to stay at 5 losses. Remember what I said, how it looks nice when you have 5 or less losses. Your record just has a nice look to it. Even though we won the national championship, we were at 32-7. I didn't like it. Much rather would have been 32-5 or 34-5. Just for some reason, that 6th loss really just makes your record not look as good. I don't know. Just an aesthetic thing for me, but I do like 5 or less. Just checking for Iowa. They're not playing. Man, these scores go by so quickly. It's hard to even keep track. But so Purdue is a game back. They have beaten us. I don't know what the tiebreaker is. So we just can't afford a loss in our last 2 games. Right now, they have us ahead of Iowa, even though we have identical records. We got to beat Minnesota, and then we got to beat Indiana. There are 2 teams that are on the bottom half of the conference, so it's not the toughest schedule, but every game is tough, especially this late, especially when your opponent knows how important a game it is. One slip up here and we give up our goal of winning the regular season Big Ten and the conference tournament. So we're at the hour mark, but we're going to go into overtime because I want to play out this tournament and get to the selection show. So here's the Minnesota game. Before we go there, I'm just going to click back and put McCamey back in the lineup. So we got our full strength lineup out there. We're heading to Minnesota. Iowa is hosting Michigan State. So it's very rare that I cheer for Michigan State, but this will be one of the times we're not cheering for them, but hoping they win. So we've taken care of business in Minnesota, and I don't want to even say it, but hopefully Michigan State won. We'll have a quick look when we're done simming the games of March 1st. We're into March. March Madness right around the corner. Michigan State did not win. Of course not. So we're down to the final day of the season in the Big Ten. We're 16-3, Iowa 16-3, and then you have Purdue sitting there at 15-4. So if Iowa and Michigan lose, that doesn't mean we're going to be still on top, because Purdue will enter the picture. So we're at Rutgers. No, sorry, Iowa's at Rutgers. It's a pretty easy game for them. We're hosting Indiana, and Purdue is hosting Ohio State. So let's see what happens here. First things first, we got to win. And we did. 87-69 puts us at 24-5. So judging by the fact that we're on top of this standings here, I think we just remain there. But I'd like to be sure. And the only way to be sure is for Iowa to lose. They didn't. And Purdue didn't either. Let's check the standings and see where it puts us. Yeah, it gave us the number one. So if we have the number one seed in the tournament, then we won. But the way they do it in real life, we both get it. We got a share of the Big Ten regular season title. And as far as the tournament goes, I think we'll get the number one seed based on what? I don't know. But we'll see. We will see. So we're going into the tournament 24-5, ranked 10th in the country. Iowa is ranked 8th and Purdue is ranked 4th. So for some reason, we're the third highest ranked team in the Big Ten. I mean, there's not much to separate the three teams anyway. So the tournament is set. Iowa and Purdue are in a collision course, and we've kind of avoided that by winning the tiebreaker somehow and getting the number one seed in the tournament. We don't have any players deciding to go to the draft. That was a little bit of a worry of mine with Bobby D, even Anthony Jones, but we don't have to worry about that. Our next worry is if anyone wants to transfer, but I don't know why anyone would. We had a great season. We're coming off a national championship. I'm trying to distribute the minutes the best I can. I think if there's anybody on the roster that might want to transfer, it would be our two small forwards, Brian Fassler, Price. They didn't get a lot of minutes playing behind Anthony Jones, and Anthony Jones has 2 more years of eligibility. And then also I would think Radoslav Rada, who I redshirted as a sophomore, but he is dumb if he transfers out. My 2 power forwards, McCamey and McDaniel, they're both leaving. They're both seniors. So my only power forward left on the roster is Rada. So he's got a clear path to the starting position. Why would you want to leave at that point? You're going to be the main man up there unless I get somebody in. And I don't think I did. Let's see who I got here. I have a small forward and a point guard. I'm still waiting on DeAndre Isles, but I don't think he'll be starting ahead of Rada right off the bat. So it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting offseason. That's for sure. And to this point, he hasn't accepted our offer yet, Isles. Speaking of Isles. So at the moment, I only have Rada at power forward. Here we go. Final tournament. I was going to say final game of the regular season, but I was wrong and I tried to save it. Northwestern. Don't get knocked out. Come on. Okay, good. 92-77. I hate when you have a good season, you get knocked out early in the conference tournament. Like, what is that? I want to win it all, you know? Winning the conference tournament is actually probably not as great. You look at a lot of the national championships, the team that won, they didn't win their conference tournament. Iowa's knocked out. Maryland took Iowa out. So that clears the path for a Michigan-Purdue final. I wanted to play, stick it, Michigan State. I wanted to play Iowa. They play a run and gun style. I like the style of play, but we're not going to play them. We're going to play number 3 Purdue. Maryland took Purdue out. Are they dangerous? They've taken out Iowa and Purdue. Are they going to come for us now? They did. Bid stealer. Maryland. I don't even hate that. Maryland come from nowhere and they win the conference tournament. We were one game away from my goal of the double-double, the Big Ten double-double. And it was stolen away by Maryland, and they hurt McCamey as well. What's going on with McCamey? You made out of cotton candy or what? Oh, Jones is out. McCamey tore his MCL. His career is over. He's done. Oh, he's probably crying. They always cry when that happens. As I would too. Oh, that's terrible. Right when the tournament's about to start, we lost our starting power forward. Tore his MCL. What a way to finish your college career. I was just saying how much you've grown. Anthony Jones is out with a sore hand, but it's only 3 days. Well, sorry to see you go. I will remember you. Let's look at his career stats. He only played... Oh, there we go. Why didn't that show up last time? I knew he played 4 years. He started every game his first year, and then he was on the bench. But he stayed. He worked his way back into the starting lineup. So he was having his best season ever. Total of 1,314 points. He's the all-time leader in points in this Michigan save. We hardly knew you. On to the selection show. Selection Sunday. Pac-10 champion Colorado. You want to look around the horn? Let's look at the Power Six. So there's Michigan. We won the regular season. Maryland took the tournament. Let's not go through. I'm not going to look at all the tournament winners. So what's the point? Here we are. We're 8 minutes over. That's pretty quick. Let's watch the show. Where do you think we're going to be? We're a 10 seed. We lost, or a 10th ranked. We lost in the final to Maryland. That's a bad loss. That might drop us. I would think, again, I'm going to say 3rd seed. 3rd or 4th. If we get a 2 again, I'll be surprised. Here's the playoff games. Baylor, Syracuse. Louisiana Tech's got to go to Dayton, 23-9. All right, Kentucky with the number 1 overall seed. Washington. Oh, we got the 3 seed in Buffalo. Buffalo's not that far. Actually, I think from where I'm sitting, Buffalo is closer than Ann Arbor. Yeah, it'd be close. Yeah, what do I think about that? Kentucky? I haven't played Kentucky. I don't really know. Then we got Texas, Northern Iowa, Georgia State, St. Mary's. You know what I do like about this bracket? No other Big Ten teams. I like that. So Purdue got a 1 seed. They got knocked out by Maryland as well, and they got a 1 seed somehow. And they got Virginia and Gonzaga in their bracket. Ohio State is there 2. Colorado, the Pac-10 champions. And Orlando, the South region. Kansas, or Southeast, I guess. Kansas, Utah, SMU. They had a good season. Tennessee and Providence. We beat Providence. No, they beat us. They beat us. Salt Lake City, the Southwest region. Florida, Iowa. That's a pretty tough looking bracket there. Duke is the 6. Michigan State is the 10. We still haven't seen Maryland, have we? Oh, we must have. I must have missed them. Our next opponent is Maryland. Did I completely miss that? Here I am saying there's no other Big Ten teams in our bracket, and we're playing one in the first round. Yeah, we are. That's funny. Does that seem weird to anybody else that they would do that? I don't know. Maybe that's something for the developers to try and split up the. You don't want to make the tournament and then play another conference rival in the first round. That's not special. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. That's the bracket for the tournament. Next video will be the tournament. I love you guys. We'll see you next time.